Good morning to everyone. So in previous classes, we discussed about the applications of the comparator. We discussed about various applications of comparator. We discussed about zero crossing detector. We explained about the voltage limiter, application of comparator as voltage limiter. Okay, and we observed various limitations of output voltage. We also observed the characteristics of comparator. Okay, and we observed the difference between the output waveforms of ideal comparator and practical comparator in previous classes. And in last class, just we started schemic trigger, or it is also called as regenerative comparator or regenerative feedback circuit. Okay, why it is regenerative? Why we use the term regenerative comparator means here we are employing positive feedback. Positive feedback. So how does that positive feedback will affect, and what are the types of schemic trigger? Okay, what are various type of triggering mechanisms, and what is the behavior of output voltages and transfer characteristics? That's we are going to see in this class. That means at the end of the session, so we will analyze the behavior of schemic trigger with respect to the classification of inverting schemic trigger and non-inverting schemic trigger. Okay, so this inverting schemic trigger is a exact practical application of comparator. Okay, previous application we discussed is zero crossing detector. Now we are discussing about schemic trigger. So this schemic trigger is a particular application where what are the drawbacks here we gone through in a zero crossing detector, which we discussed in previous classes. Zero crossing detector is having a particular one of the important disturbances, noise signals. Okay, the input noises or the noise signals which is produced at the zero crossing detector is having very high magnitude, and in order to eliminate this particular condition, and second thing is the zero crossing detector is not applicable for low frequency signals. Low frequency signals or at low operating voltages, we can't employ zero crossing detector. So that's why there are some certain drawbacks with respect to the zero crossing detector, and in order to eliminate those drawbacks, we are using a new concept, or we are proposing a new concept of comparator application, that is schemic trigger. Schemic trigger, this is also known as regenerative comparator. Why it is called as regenerative means here we are employing a regenerative action that is called as positive feedback. See, we are connecting a positive feedback system here. A positive feedback is connected with respect to the non-inverting terminal of the operational amplifier, and it is connected with respect to output. So what is the purpose of this positive feedback means? So the positive feedback, the behavior of positive feedback, instead of negative feedback, we are using a positive feedback. So this positive feedback will create a feedback voltage. See, V suffix F. V suffix F is nothing but the feedback voltage which is produced with respect to the input voltage. This feedback voltage adds with respect to the input voltage instead of opposing. That means this V suffix F, in addition to the V input, in addition to the input voltage, a V feedback voltage is again added in the form of positive feedback, and that will be observed with respect to output voltage. Okay, so here we have two type of classification schemic trigger. One is inverting schemic trigger and second one is non-inverting schemic trigger. So first we will see the inverting schemic trigger. So inverting schemic trigger in the application of comparator. In the application of comparator, if we see here, inverting schemic trigger, that's why the input supply is connected to the inverting terminal or negative terminal of the operational amplifier, and the positive terminal is connected with respect to reference pulse, and next that is grounded. Okay, next that is grounded, and here we can see a positive feedback circuit which is connected with respect to R1 and R2. Okay, positive feedback circuit is connected with respect to the terminal of input resistance R1, and next a feedback resistance here we have is R2, and next that is connected to output V0. Output V0. So in last class we analyzed the behavior of output voltage parameters. In last class we observed the behavior of output voltage parameter. See here the input voltage. See here the input voltage is sinusoidal, and input voltage is sinusoidal, it is a time variant signal. Okay, so the comparator circuit with positive feedback, it is called as a regenerative comparator. So they have two here in the particular output. Here we can see plus V saturation and minus V saturation. That means all the intermediate stages are unstable, because this particular circuit has a natural tendency to saturate at positive saturation condition, negative saturation condition. That means it depending upon the side at which the external supply is given as an input. Okay, here in this concept, the external supply is given as an input at this particular non-inverting terminal. Okay, and that means that at this application, the schematic trigger is operating like an inverting schematic trigger. Okay, the positive feedback is applied here. The positive feedback is applied here. The input voltage we input triggers with respect to the output voltage. Okay, the input voltage triggers with respect to the output voltage. If the input voltage exceeds, if the input voltage at this condition, input voltage is instantaneous in condition, if this particular input voltage exceeds the upper threshold condition, upper threshold value, okay, and the lower threshold value, at that condition, if the behavior of saturation, either it may be plus V saturation or minus V saturation is experienced. Plus V saturation or minus V saturation is experienced. That means with respect to the behavior of the sinusoidal waveform, with the sinusoidal waveform or instantaneous voltage waveform, okay, or the time variant signal, which we are giving as an input to the inverting terminal of the operational amplifier, will came across two particular references. One is upper threshold voltage and second one is lower threshold voltage. Okay, so if at what condition V saturation will happens means when the input voltage is greater than the upper threshold voltage, or the input voltage is greater than lower threshold voltage. We will see if the input voltage here, the input voltage is 0, and here we have this red dotted line is upper threshold voltage. The input voltage is less than upper threshold voltage. At that condition, we have a positive V saturation. At that condition, we have a positive V saturation. So after what happened? Okay, beyond a particular point at the instant 1, after crossing the instant 1, the input voltage is almost greater than the upper threshold voltage. Previous condition, the input voltage is less than upper threshold voltage. That's why the output is high, or the output is plus V saturation. And after the instant, what happened means the input voltage is greater than upper threshold voltage. That means it is reaching V peak here. Okay, it is reaching V peak here. That's why here we have negative saturation. Okay, that means from the instant 1, and after reaching the positive peak, the input voltage is greater than upper threshold voltage. That's why we have a negative saturation or low voltage here. And even though after crossing the reference voltage pulse, that means after crossing the reference voltage pulse from this instant to second instant, okay, from this instant to second instant also we are having negative saturation. After the input voltage interacts with respect to the lower threshold value, there starts an increasing or building up of a voltage pulse. That means, and again later the input voltage is building a particular negative peak. Here at this condition, the input voltage is building a particular negative peak. Okay, that means the input voltage at this condition, the input voltage is nothing but is greater than lower threshold value. Okay, the input voltage is greater than lower threshold value. That's why here we have a positive saturation. That means at this second instant to third instant, here we have positive saturation. After the input voltage again reaching with respect to the third instant, at that condition our output is dropped here and it is experienced as low. That means here we analyzed the behavior of output voltage. We analyzed the behavior of output voltage with respect to our upper threshold voltage and lower threshold voltage. That means the output voltage varies in between positive maximum and negative maximum. Okay, positive maximum, negative maximum. Okay, and the input voltage is experienced from 0 to positive maximum and negative maximum. Here in the particular output voltage is experienced with respect to 0 to positive saturation and negative saturation. So that is about the behavior of input characteristics. That is about the behavior of input-output waveforms. So before going into the behavior of transfer characteristics, okay, so what will be the behavior of output voltage in theoretical expression? What will be the behavior of output voltage in theoretical expression? Okay, so here in this concept, the output voltage is triggered with the two resistances. That's why In a schema trigger, we have two type of triggering. In schema trigger, we have two type of triggering. One is V input is equal to feedback voltage. Why the input voltage is equal to feedback voltage means with respect to the phenomenon of virtual grounding. With respect to the phenomenon of virtual grounding, here the V2 is 0 and V1 is 0. Input voltage is equal to the feedback voltage. As the concept of virtual grounding, input voltage is equal to the feedback voltage, that is equal to V0 into R1 divided by R2. So this expression comes with respect to the principle of voltage division rule. From the voltage division rule, here we have this particular principle, that is Vf is equal to V0 into R1 divided by R2. Okay, that means when the output is at positive saturation, the R1 resistance is having upper threshold value. R1 resistance is having upper threshold value. That means the input voltage is slightly more positive than upper threshold value, which is saturating from plus saturation to minus saturation. That means when the input voltage is less than upper threshold value, the output voltage is positive. Okay, in order to get the upper threshold value V0 at positive saturation, the input voltage is taken as upper threshold value. Okay, that means if the input voltage is greater than upper threshold value, okay, we have a positive saturation here, that's why V0 is represented in this expression 1. The V0 is represented with respect to plus Vsat, and V input is represented with respect to upper threshold voltage. If we substitute the terms, so this will be the new expression 1. Okay, V input is substituted with respect to upper threshold voltage, and output voltage here at this condition of upper threshold voltage, we observed a positive V saturation at the first instant, divided by R1 divided by R2. Okay, so this is at first condition. See, this happens at this condition. From 0 to 1, the input voltage is greater than the input voltage is less than, or input voltage is positive than upper threshold value. This condition exists. Okay, the input voltage is represented with respect to upper threshold value, and the output voltage is experienced with respect to plus saturation. After the second instant, when the output voltage is at minus Vsat, see, when the output voltage is at minus Vsat, okay, R1 resistance is experiencing with respect to a lower threshold value. R1 resistance is experiencing with respect to a lower threshold value. Okay, R1 resistance is experiencing a lower threshold value. The input voltage is slightly negative than lower threshold value, and the output starts ranging from plus Vsat to minus Vsat, to plus Vsat. So this is nothing but a voltage shifting from particular minus Vsat to plus Vsat. So when the input voltage is less than the lower threshold value, okay, when the input voltage is less than lower threshold value, the output voltage is represented with respect to minus Vsat. That is what we discussed in the input output waveform analysis. So substitute the input voltage with respect to lower threshold voltage, and the output voltage with respect to minus Vsat. Okay, so what will be the expression? Input voltage is replaced with respect to VLT, and output voltage is represented with respect to minus V saturation with respect to the potential divider rule, R1 divided by R1 plus R2. Okay, this is the behavior of input voltage expression, and this is the behavior of upper threshold voltage expression, and this is the behavior of lower threshold voltage expression. Okay, this is the behavior of lower threshold voltage expression. So if we calculate the hysteresis, so before calculating this hysteresis, how to calculate hysteresis means hysteresis is calculated from the transfer characteristics of the schema trigger. Okay, by calculating hysteresis, we can see the bandwidth or dead band occurred in this particular transfer characteristics. So before calculating the hysteresis, we just calculated upper threshold voltage value and lower threshold voltage value. We just analyze the behavior of this particular transfer characteristics. Okay, we'll just analyze the behavior of this transfer characteristics, and next we will calculate this particular hysteresis value. It will be clear. Okay, if you have any doubts in our discussion, just post them in the chat box. We will discuss in the doubts clarification session. So these are the transfer characteristics of the schema trigger, inverting schema trigger. Transfer characteristics of the schema trigger. So we analyzed the input output waveforms by plotting the behavior of variation in input voltage with respect to time. Input voltage variation with respect to time. So if the input voltage is varying from positive maximum to negative maximum, at that condition, the output waveform is varying from initially the input voltage is 0. At the initial condition, the input voltage, at the initial condition, the input voltage is 0 here. Input voltage is 0 here. At this instant, the input voltage is goes on increasing and reaches to an upper threshold value at this point. Okay, upper threshold value at this point. So the output waveform reaches with respect to positive saturation, and later the further increasing of positive maximum, it is reached with respect to negative saturation. It is experienced with respect to negative saturation. So that means if the input is varied from plus V maximum to minus V maximum, okay, the output behavior, the input is varying from plus V maximum to minus V maximum, the output is varying from plus V saturation to minus V saturation. Okay, if we analyze the behavior of inverting schematic trigger through this particular transfer characteristics, okay, what is this particular transfer characteristics means? This particular transfer characteristic will show the behavior of the will show the behavior of a performance characteristic with respect to variation of output voltage. See, on y-axis we have output voltage, on x-axis we have input voltage. That means here the transfer characteristics always represents the behavior of output voltage variation with respect to input. Okay, so generally the input voltage V input is varying from plus V maximum. Voltage is always varying from plus V maximum to minus V maximum. Plus V maximum to minus V maximum. So if we analyze this particular condition, the input voltage is varying from plus V maximum to minus V maximum. So specifically it is varying from upper threshold voltage to lower threshold voltage, or it is varying from plus V maximum to minus V maximum. That means at this particular upper threshold voltage, the output is minus V sat. See, after the occurrence of the upper threshold voltage, the output is a particular condition, it is dropped to minus V sat condition. Minus V sat. That means the output is minus V saturation. The output is minus V saturation up to it is reaching a particular lower threshold voltage. From lower threshold value to a particular certain maximum value, it is reaching towards a positive waveform, and lower threshold value is to maximum value, and the lower threshold value reaches from maximum value to high threshold value. See here, the input voltage reaches with respect to a lower threshold value, and further next it is reached to a positive peak, and at that condition the output voltage is minus V sat. After the input voltage reached with respect and crossed with respect to the upper threshold value, and next it is further increased towards the lower threshold value, here we can see a minus V saturation condition. That's what we explained. At this condition, the input voltage is less than upper threshold voltage. Input voltage is less than upper threshold voltage. That's why we have a positive saturation here. Okay, positive saturation here. After having a positive saturation, next the input voltage is increased further. Next the input voltage is greater than upper threshold value. At this condition, we have negative saturation. Previously, the input voltage is less than upper threshold value. Here we have positive saturation, and the input voltage is greater than upper threshold value. Here we have negative saturation. So if we increase further the input voltage, the input voltage reaches towards the negative. Input voltage reaching towards the negative peak. See, this is the negative peak. This red marked line indicated by the annotator is the negative peak. The input voltage is almost reaching towards the negative peak. Okay, and it is crossed with respect to the lower threshold value. Okay, and it is crossed with respect to the lower threshold value, and at this instant of a yellow marker line, the input voltage is greater than the lower threshold value. If the input voltage is greater than lower threshold value, here we have a positive saturation. So if the input voltage is increased further, and it is increased with respect to a positive maximum, if the input voltage is less than lower threshold value, here also we can see a positive saturation. Input voltage is less than lower threshold value, we have negative saturation, and if we go on increasing again, the condition will go on. That means if the input voltage at the first instant 0 to 1, the input voltage is less than upper threshold value, we have positive saturation. That is represented here in this transfer characteristic. Okay, later from the instant 1 to instant 2, from the instant 1 to instant 2, here we can see two type of behavior. The input voltage is greater than the upper threshold value. That's why here we have a negative saturation. Okay, and if we go on increasing the input voltage to a particular lower threshold value, if the input voltage is greater than lower threshold value, here we have a positive saturation. And next, if we go on increasing to the further next, and the input voltage is again coming less than the upper threshold value, the input voltage is less than upper threshold value. At this condition, input voltage is less than lower threshold value. At this condition, here we have a positive peak. Okay, and next, if we go on increasing, again the input voltage is greater than lower threshold value and input voltage is less than upper threshold value. At that condition, we have a negative saturation. That means the instants, that means the time instant of input output waveform, the time instant of input output waveform can be clearly analyzed with respect to this particular transfer characteristic. That means here we have 4 time instants. See, from 0 to 1, from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. 4 time instants. At 4 time instants, at what particular instant the voltage is positive saturation, and what is at the condition of positive saturation, what is the behavior of input voltage with respect to upper threshold? Okay, what is the behavior of input voltage with lower threshold? Okay, what is the behavior of output voltage? Is it positive saturation or negative saturation? Is analyzed with respect to this particular transfer characteristic of inverting ischemic trigger. Okay, so this is about the transfer characteristic of inverting ischemic trigger. So if we analyze the dead bandwidth, okay, so what is the particular analysis, what is the particular point of view of analyzing the dead bandwidth? Means the particular analysis of dead bandwidth will produce a particular hysteresis voltage. Okay, hysteresis voltage. The hysteresis voltage shows the behavior of the bandwidth of the transfer characteristics. Hysteresis voltage will describe about the bandwidth of the transfer characteristics. If we see here, the hysteresis can be calculated with respect to a difference of upper threshold voltage with respect to a lower threshold voltage. Upper threshold voltage with respect to a lower threshold voltage. Substitute the value of upper threshold voltage which we calculated here, and if we substitute equation 1 from equation 2, substitute the value of equation 1 and equation 2, and if we substitute the value of equation 1 and equation 2 here, and if we make a difference, the hysteresis is equal to twice the time of V saturation into R1 divided by R1 plus R2. So that means this is the behavior of bandwidth. It means this is the behavior of bandwidth at this condition of transfer characteristics when we are defining with respect to inverting ischemic trigger. That means at this interval of time, so we are having this particular hysteresis, means the lower threshold voltage is less than output voltage, and it is lower threshold voltage is less than output voltage, and output voltage is less than upper threshold voltage. That is called bandwidth or dead zone. What is bandwidth or dead zone? Means the interval where the lower threshold voltage is less than V output, and the V output is less than upper threshold voltage. That is called dead band or dead zone. Since the variation of V output at this particular band yields no change at output, that means this particular dead band condition in the comparator with positive feedback, that is called as hysteresis. Okay, at the condition of positive feedback, if the dead band condition in the comparator is explained with respect to the concept called hysteresis, okay, the hysteresis is clearly explained at this condition. There is a difference of upper threshold voltage with respect to lower threshold voltage. Okay, the hysteresis width which we observed through this particular expression, this particular hysteresis width can be changed, can be varied by changing the ratio of R1 and R2. Can be changed by the ratio of R1 and R2. So if we analyze the transfer characteristics of the inverting comparator here, if the input voltage is less than lower threshold, the input voltage is less than lower threshold, okay, the output is positive saturation, and the voltage peak experienced with respect to upper threshold. Okay, and if the input voltage is greater than upper threshold, the input voltage is greater than upper threshold, output voltage is experienced with respect to a negative saturation, and voltage peak or voltage maximum is experienced with respect to a lower threshold. That means the voltage at lower threshold is less than voltage at input. Okay, voltage at lower threshold is less than voltage input, and it is less than upper threshold. Okay, so this is the analysis of bandwidth, and this is the analysis of hysteresis with respect to an inverting schematic trigger. Okay, so if we analyze further, one second. We analyze further our classification, and second classification is a non-inverting schematic trigger. Non-inverting schematic trigger, and the input voltage is connected with respect to non-inverting terminal of the operational amplifier, and negative terminal is grounded. Negative terminal, inverting terminal is grounded. Here we have positive feedback with respect to output. Positive feedback with respect to output and input terminals, and the input terminal is connected with respect to the non-inverting terminal. Okay, and the input voltage is equal to the feedback voltage, that is equal to V0. Vin is equal to Vf is equal to V0. Okay, so this is the configuration. Okay, the feedback circuit is connected to the non-inverting terminal and Vout, and the inverting terminal is grounded. Okay, so if we see the input voltage is nothing but we applied a sinusoidal input voltage, and it is an instantaneous input voltage, and that is a time varying pulse. And here we have an upper threshold voltage band, and this is a lower threshold voltage band. Okay, at this condition of non-inverting comparator, okay, the input voltage can be analyzed with respect to positive peak, that is plus V maximum, and the negative peak is analyzed with respect to minus V maximum. The negative peak is analyzed with respect to minus V maximum. Okay, so at this condition, what happens means, if the input voltage is rising from 0 towards a positive peak, okay, if the input voltage is less than the upper threshold value, okay, at that condition, here we have minus Vsat condition. That means this is completely inverse with respect to inverting comparator. Okay, this is completely different from inverting comparator. This is a new analysis. Okay, if the input voltage is less than upper threshold voltage, at that condition the output is low, or the output is minus Vsat. Okay, after the first condition, at the first instant, the input voltage reaches or come in contact with respect to upper threshold value. At that condition, the output is started increasing towards positive Vsat, and further if we increase towards the positive peak or plus V maximum, positive peak or plus V maximum, if we increase further of positive peak or plus V maximum, what will happen means, the output voltage will experience a positive saturation voltage. That means at this condition of positive peak, the input voltage is less than lower threshold value. Okay, input voltage is less than lower threshold value. This condition of positive V saturation, we will experience this condition of positive V saturation until the input voltage, okay, come in contact with a new lower threshold value. Okay, new lower threshold value. Okay, and next, after the input voltage is come in contact with the lower threshold value, at that condition, the input voltage starts increasing towards negative saturation or low, and again the input voltage, here, the input voltage is greater than the lower threshold value. Okay, the input voltage is greater than lower threshold value. At that condition, here we have a negative saturation. Okay, this condition of negative saturation will come into existence until the input voltage come into contact with upper threshold value. Okay, so this is the behavior of input voltage with respect to output voltage. Input voltage with respect to output voltage, or in plus V max, the input voltage reaches vary from 0 to plus V maximum to minus V maximum. Okay, if the input voltage is less than upper threshold value, the output is minus saturation voltage, minus Vsat. If the input voltage is greater than upper saturation value, here we have plus Vsat. Okay, and the second thing, if the input voltage is greater than lower threshold value, here we have negative saturation. Okay, if again the input voltage is greater than upper threshold value, here we have plus V saturation. So these are the new specific conditions. So before analyzing the behavior of bandwidth, or before analyzing the behavior of hysteresis voltage, before analyzing the behavior of transfer characteristics, we will see the theoretical equation analysis. Okay, the input current flowing through this particular non-inverting terminal is equal to the feedback current because of the concept of virtual ground. Okay, if we do the particular voltage drop analysis here, V input minus at the voltage at this instant is 0. So V input minus R1 is equal to I1. Okay, and next the behavior of that is behavior of feedback resistance, that is equal to 0 minus V0 with respect to R2. So this is nothing but drop across two resistances. From the drop across two resistances is analyzed with respect to V input is equal to minus of R1 divided by R2 into V0. That means when the output voltage is minus Vsat, when the output voltage is minus Vsat, that means if the input voltage is come in contact with respect to upper threshold value, okay, upper threshold value, what will happen means input voltage is nothing but upper threshold value and output voltage is minus Vsat. So that is experienced with that is explained with respect to V upper threshold is equal to R1 divided by R2 into Vsat. R1 divided by R2 into Vsat. So similarly, so if the output voltage is plus Vsat and input voltage is experienced with respect to lower threshold voltage, at that condition input voltage is equal to lower threshold voltage is equal to minus of plus Vsat, that is into R1 divided by R2. That is lower threshold value is equal to minus of R1 divided by R2 into Vsat. Okay, so this type of analysis, from this analysis we can calculate the hysteresis voltage. So before calculating the hysteresis voltage, if we analyze the transfer characteristics, if we analyze the transfer characteristics of the operational amplifier, if we analyze the transfer characteristics of a non-inverting type Schmitt trigger. So here the transfer characteristics are 180 degrees out of phase with respect to inverting comparator. Okay, so if the input voltage is varying from positive maximum to negative maximum, so but in between the positive maximum to negative maximum there is a lower threshold voltage and upper threshold voltage. So here at this instant we have 0. So okay, at the instant of upper threshold voltage, from 0 to the input voltage, from 0th instant the input voltage is varying from 0 to UT. Okay, 0 to VUT in the sense upper threshold voltage, 0 to upper threshold voltage to maximum, upper threshold voltage to maximum, and maximum to 0 to upper threshold voltage to maximum, and maximum to upper threshold voltage, and upper threshold voltage to 0 again, okay, and 0 to lower threshold voltage, and lower threshold voltage to negative maximum, okay, and maximum to upper threshold voltage, lower threshold voltage, and lower threshold voltage to 0. So this is the particular complete cycle. Okay, so if the input voltage is varying from 0 to upper threshold voltage at this instant, see, input voltage is varying from 0 to upper threshold voltage, here we have minus V saturation. That means the input voltage is less than upper threshold value. Okay, if we increase the input value to a particular further instant, the upper threshold voltage value reaches towards a, if they increase the input voltage beyond the upper threshold value here, if we increase further, what will happen means this upper threshold value is here and the input voltage reaches towards a positive maximum value. Okay, at that condition here we have a positive V saturation. That means the output voltage shifted from negative saturation to positive saturation. Here this type of saturation is experienced here. Okay, see, the input voltage is greater than upper threshold voltage, that's why the negative saturation is shifted towards positive saturation. See, okay, from the next instant the input voltage is greater than lower threshold voltage. Input voltage is this instant, second instant is this input voltage is greater than lower threshold voltage. See, the input voltage is greater than lower threshold voltage happened here from second instant, second to third. Before second to third, the input voltage is greater than lower threshold voltage and output is experienced as plus V saturation. Okay, from the next instant voltage is reaching towards lower threshold value. See, The next instant, this red dotted line is reaching towards lower threshold value, and next it is increased towards negative maximum. See, it reached the lower threshold value, and it is again reaching towards negative maximum to lower threshold value. Okay, that means the input is varying from lower threshold value. From this instant, the input is varying from lower, see, from this instant the input is varying from lower threshold value to negative maximum, and again from the negative maximum to 0, varying from lower threshold value to negative maximum and negative maximum to 0. Okay, the output is changed again from positive saturation to negative saturation. Again the output is changed from positive saturation to negative saturation, and again negative saturation to positive saturation, positive saturation to negative saturation. So if we analyze the behavior of hysteresis, from this particular transfer characteristic, so hysteresis is nothing but a difference of upper threshold value to lower threshold value. Okay, upper threshold value is 1 by r1 by r2 into vsat, and lower threshold value is minus of r1 by r2 into vsat. Okay, so if we make a difference both of them, the hysteresis is equal to 2 into r1 divided by r2 into vsat. Okay, always stick to a point that the hysteresis value can be varied by changing the resistances of r1 and r2. That means that because of the resistances, input resistances and feedback resistances only, this upper threshold values and lower threshold values will be calculated. Okay, and the behavior of hysteresis will be depending upon the ratio of r1 and r2. If we change the resistance ratio, definitely the upper threshold value, lower threshold value will be changed, and definitely hysteresis voltage will be changed. Okay, so what is this advantages of a Schmitt trigger means? With this advantage of Schmitt trigger, we can analyze the response of the feedback, positive feedback, in a very speed manner. That means the response time of the Schmitt trigger is very high when connected with respect to a positive feedback. Okay, that one. Second thing is, by adjusting the upper threshold and lower threshold duty cycle, the square waveform can be clearly adjusted. See, if we vary the upper threshold voltage and lower threshold voltage, the square waveform can be clearly experienced or clearly adjusted. Okay, so this is the analysis with respect to inverting comparator and non-inverting